In one hand, I've got the DJI Pocket 4 Pro, and in the other, the iPhone 17 Pro. And the question is pretty simple. If your phone already shoots amazing video, do you actually need to invest on a separate pocket camera like this? That's what we are going to find out in this comparison. So let's get into it. I'm in this beautiful location in Thailand, and here it looks perfect to test these cameras side by side. Right away, the look is a little different. The iPhone tends to brighten everything and make it pop straight out of the camera.
Side by side, iPhone 17 Pro against DJI Pocket 4 Pro. With the iPhone, I'm using the front camera. Okay, now I'm zooming in with the Pocket camera. It's on 3x. This is basically my arm fully stretched, and we are on 3x. This is how it sounds like from the iPhone 17 Pro. And now switching back to the DJI Pocket 4 Pro. This is the sound coming from the DJI Pocket 4 Pro. Now back to the iPhone. Let me know how that sounds down in the comments. It's about 5 p.m. so it's sunset time. It's raining a little bit. I think the overall vlogging experience is way better with the Pocket camera, just because it's built for that and it's got different functions. While your phone, yeah, it's fine for like running gun stuff, but yeah, if you're doing proper filming for YouTube or anything else, you want to document your travels, I think Pocket camera, it's worth upgrading to.
The Pocket 4 Pro, with that bigger sensor on the wide lens, holds on to more detail in the tricky parts, like the bright reflections coming off the water against the darker trees behind them. And that's the dynamic range difference. DJI claims up to 17 stops on the Pro's wide camera. Apple doesn't give an official number, but from the tests I've seen, iPhone log lands somewhere around 12. So the Pocket has more room to pull the highlights back and lift the shadows when you grade later. By the way, that mostly matters if you actually grade your footage. Straight to social with no grading, the iPhone's look is hard to beat. One more thing on the footage, if you love slow motion, the Pocket shoots 4K at up to 240 frames per second, and the iPhone tops out at 4K 120. That's double the slow-mo room to play with. Now, real quick on price and availability, because this part actually matters. The standard Pocket 4 is already out in stores worldwide, but DJI hasn't announced a global price for the Pro yet. Mine's an early release unit I picked up myself out here in Thailand, so I've had a real head start with it. If you're in the US, DJI still isn't officially selling here. Instead, this camera is going to show up as a rebranded version called the Extra Muse 2 Pro. Same camera, just a different name on it. You can reserve one now with a small deposit. It should ship later this year, expected under $700. Or if you don't want to wait, the standard Pocket 4 is already available through the links below. The iPhone, meanwhile, you can just buy today. $1,099 for the base model with 256 gigs. Keep that price gap in mind for the rest of the video. And before I get into what happens when you move, which is really where these two split apart, I'd genuinely appreciate it if you'd like the video and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you. Now let's talk about movement. The first real difference here has nothing to do with image quality. It's movement. Watch what happens when I walk along the lake with both. And then when I start running. The iPhone stabilizes electronically, a mix of optical stabilization and software, and honestly, it's gotten really good. Walking is smooth enough for most clips. But the moment you pick up the pace and run, that's where it starts to struggle. The Pocket 4 Pro has an actual gimbal, a little motor that physically holds the shot steady, so even running, it stays locked. The Pocket can also lock onto me and follow me around on its own. If you film by yourself a lot, that alone is a big deal. Now let's talk zoom, because this is one of the biggest differences, and both of these finally have a real telephoto. I'm going to play with the zoom on both cameras now. Let's see what each one can actually do. The iPhone starts on its main lens, then jumps to a 4x optical telephoto. That's real glass, around 100mm. From there it can push to 8x and still look almost optical, and past that is digital all the way up to 40x if you really want it. The Pocket 4 Pro starts on its wide lens, then switches to a dedicated 3x optical telephoto, around 60mm. Past that it keeps going up to 12x, but that's digital zoom doing the work. So on paper, the iPhone reaches further at high quality. But here's what you actually see past those optical limits. Both get softer and noisier, and the iPhone's long digital zoom gets shaky fast. The Pocket's zoom sits on that gimbal, so even at the far end it stays much steadier, and honestly, most of the time I'd rather have the steadier shot. For casual videos and vlogs, both of these have excellent audio even without a mic. But if you want the cleanest sound, or you want to walk away from the camera and still be heard, I'd really recommend a wireless mic either way. Things got interesting when I compared the two in low light, which is where I expected the biggest gap. The iPhone's night processing is genuinely impressive. It brightens the scene and cleans up the noise for you automatically. The Pocket 4 Pro handles it differently. It leans on that bigger sensor instead, so motion looks a bit more natural and less processed, but you do have to be a little more careful with your settings. Here's some of that low light footage. Which one do you think looks better? Let me know down below. So, do you actually need the Pocket 4 Pro if you've already got an iPhone 17 Pro? Here's how I'd think about it. If most of what you shoot is fairly still, talking to camera, quick clips for social, and you don't want to carry a second device, your phone is genuinely enough. And the iPhone has one real advantage the Pocket can't match. Your footage is right there on the device, ready to edit and post in seconds with nothing to transfer. But if you move while you film, walking, traveling, vlogging, riding, that gimbal is the real reason to grab the Pocket. Same goes if you film yourself a lot and want it to track you, or if you grade your footage and want that extra room. And there's one practical thing here too. Your phone is still your phone. You need it for calls and messages, so you don't want it tied up recording all day, draining the battery. And storage, the Pocket has over 100 gigs built in, so it's not eating into the space you share with all your photos and apps. Personally, the iPhone stays my everyday camera because it's always on me. But the moment I'm actually heading out to shoot something, I reach for the Pocket. And honestly, plenty of people just end up using both, the phone for the everyday stuff and the Pocket when they're actually going out to shoot. They're not really competing. By the way, this comparison isn't sponsored. I bought the Pocket myself. If you want to check either one out, I'll leave links to both down below with the latest prices. I'm curious where you land. Happy shooting on your phone, or is that gimbal enough to make you carry a second camera? Let me know down in the comments. I've got more Pocket 4 Pro videos coming, so subscribe if you want to follow along. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.